Next thing that I just want to pop into, this is just a quick little thing, but apparently there was a phone call between Jim Griffin and Alex Murdoch that was leaked. Well, the phone call itself is not leaked to the public, but only the transcript is. But the phone call is like leaked to, I think there was a news reporter that might have gotten a hold of it or something, but I don't think the actual call itself is like anywhere. Maybe it is. I don't know if it is. You guys let me know. But I want to read this law and crime article really quick and just share it with you guys. Sheriff's office releases Alex Murdaugh jailhouse phone call with defense attorney, then asks people not to share it. Alex Murdaugh speaks with defense attorney Jim Griffin in Colleton County Courthouse during the Murdaugh double trial in Walterboro. So this is the picture right here, Jim and Alec. A jailhouse recording of a convicted double murderer, Alex Murdaugh, was speaking with one of his defense attorneys, was released over the weekend. You know how you hear about phone calls, like jail phone calls being released to the public? Isn't this one different though? Because isn't there supposed to be attorney-client privileges? Or were they just talking about like, hey, how was the baseball game? Oh, it was fine, you know? Oh, God, sports. A recording that appears to have been made sometime during the Murdaugh recent Colleton County, South Carolina trial in the shooting deaths of his wife and son. Hey, Patty, how are you doing today? Jim sounded pissed. Yes. After the call was released and widely shared, however, law enforcement backtracked and requested that people not share it. Alex, I really got to go to bed and call my wife, attorney Jim Griffin says on the phone call. I know that. I'm going to let you go, Murdoch says. But the one thing I wanted to tell you, please don't think I'm being critical about that because I'm not. I don't think you could have done a better job with him than you did today. I don't think you could have done a better job with him than you did today. We don't know who the him refers to. So it sounds like possibly maybe Jim Griffin was either doing a direct examination or a cross-examination of a witness, or they could be talking about something else. We don't know. Jim Griffin says, okay. Murdoch continues, but I do think there's something to think about that because there's one thing that seems to me to be a big deal and that I don't know that the jury understands right now. I wonder what he's talking about. Griffin then signals that he understands what his client is referring to. No, I get it, he says. I get it. A few beats pass before Griffin attempts to end the call. All right, he says, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Murdoch then reiterates, all right, but remember what I said. Please don't take that as me being critical because Griffin interjects to reassure his client, I'm not. Murdoch makes clear, I thought you did an excellent job with him. The two exchange farewells. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they're talking about when Jim Griffin was doing oh no, that wasn't a him, wasn't it? I think it was with Marion Proctor. Wasn't Jim Griffin doing a cross-examination with someone? And because he brought up the Cousin Eddie thing, they let in the whole roadside shooting in. But I think he was questioning Marion Proctor, though. They must be talking about like a witness that was a guy, which, yeah, maybe. Hey, Justin, how are you doing today? We're not going to cover it fully in its entirety, but we'll pop in here and there. I was listening to the opening statements because I thought it was kind of interesting. I'll listen to it with you guys. And I don't know, because I just want to know what was going on. I was watching Bose last night, and she brought up Gwyneth Paltrow, and I kind of just got a little bit nosy. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going on with Gwyneth Paltrow. And watched a little bit of court TV to see what both sides said. And I just want to see what kind of evidence they have. It seems like there's not much, though. I don't know. We'll have to see. There's just expert witnesses that just says that, like, oh, this guy had, like, you know, broken ribs, maybe brain injury or something. But I don't think we have, like, camera footage or anything like that. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be kind of a tough case. A little complicated. The two exchange farewells and note that they will talk with and see each other the next day in the final seconds of the call. The call was recorded and released by Hidden True Crime. Oh, wait. Can we actually listen to the call? A media organization run by husband-wife duo Dr. John Mathias and Lauren Mathias. The outlet produces podcasts and YouTube videos. Oh, I've never heard of them before. You guys ever heard of Hidden True Crime on YouTube? And YouTube videos focus on true crime for the combined perspectives of criminal psychology and journalism, according to their website. Hidden True Crime in February open records request asked for any and all jail phone calls made and placed by Richard Alexander Murdaugh while in the custody of the sheriff's office, the Colleton County Jail, or the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division their South Carolina State Freedom of Information Act request says. Lauren Mathias explained that the recording, along with 28 other phone calls that were mostly hangups, were released by Colleton County Sheriff's Office late last week. The call between Murdoch and Griffin was posted on TikTok in order to elicit additional information about the exchange from court watchers. Oh, okay, so the call is uploaded somewhere. Have you guys heard of this call yet? Typically, conversations between attorney and clients. Okay, I was just wondering about this. Typically, conversations between attorneys and their clients are protected by attorney-client privilege. Okay. Which protects and is determined by the client. Often a client must raise the privilege or have their attorney raise it on their behalf. Murdoch's attorney in the call, for his part, confirmed he was the other person and expressed outrage over the turn of events. Griffin said in a reply tweet, "It's me and I'm mad as hell. Twitter users attorney-client privilege concerns about the audio. Stay tuned." Law and Crime reached out to Griffin, a representative from Murdoch legal team, about the audio, but no response was immediately forthcoming. Law and Crime also reached out to CCSO for information about why they felt the call did not originally merit such protection. Oh, is this the Colleton County Sheriff's Office, I think. But no response was immediately forthcoming. In an email to Hidden True Crime the day after the audio was originally shared on TikTok, the CCSO requested the phone call not to be shared. It has come to our attention that one of the calls released through the FOIA response falls under attorney-client privilege. The Sheriff's Office wrote in March 18 email to the outlet, "Please do not share this call." After the article was originally published, the CCSO attributed the release of the phone call to human error. The Colleton County Sheriff's Office became aware of the attorney-client privilege call that was on social media this past weekend, and an email from Sheriff's Office reads, "The release of the attorney-client call was an inadvertent human error. The release of jail calls in response to a FOIA request. All jail calls had to be screened by listening to the first few seconds of each call to determine if they fell under attorney-client privilege. Multiple calls were removed, but this one inadvertently remained in the list for release. An email was sent out to the requester advising that the call fell under the attorney-client privilege and to not share the call." Oh, rip. It's already been shared. It's already out there. I don't understand the Gwen thing. How was he so injured? But she was fine. Makes no sense. Jonathan Lee Richards has the audio of JG and AM on his YouTube channel. I believe he was talking about, Buster. Really? I felt like when Buster was testifying, nothing much was really going on there. Yes, Hidden True Crime just made a 6-part video on the Murdochs. It appeared he used the mainstream media documentaries for his main source. Yes, I've heard it. This is what I mentioned. Jim sounded pissed. I mean, listen, Jim was probably not getting much sleep, to be honest. You know, the trial, there's a lot going on. You got to take notes. And sometimes, you have like a whole game plan laid out, but then something happens and fucks everything up and you got to pivot and do something different. So he was probably not getting much sleep. The trial went on to 6 weeks now. Tired as heck. Alec Murdoch calling him. Jim's like, "Bro, come on, let me off the phone. Let me just talk to my wife. I'm tired." Gwyneth Paltrow has a witness that she was not her fault. No, the uphill skier.